Hey, what's up guys? Christian over at Fit Car Stereo. Today we're in a 2017 Nissan Altima, and we're going to show you how to install a radio using one of our plug-and-play radio installation packages. It includes everything you need to install the radio, including the radio, and you don't have to cut a single wire to install it. Sit tight and we'll show you how it's done. Alright guys, so we're in the middle of testing everything, and this is the radio mounting trim. All right, now it comes with these two side brackets. Also, it's available in shiny black and regular black. Since this car is shiny, we're going to keep it shiny. Comes with these mounting brackets. I'm going to try the factory brackets first, see if they line up, because sometimes you're good enough with the factory brackets. If not, then we're going to try these. All right, before I forget to film this, so these are the three screws holding in the radio. So what you're going to do is you're going to take off these three, and then you're going to take off this one, and then take off the side bracket and attach the radio right next to it. So see how that works out. I can already tell you this isn't going to work out. Forget it. So the Sony radio we're installing right now has a top chassis. What I mean by that is that the radio comes across the top, not across the bottom. So if you put it using this bracket, what's going to happen is that it's only going to grab one screw, and that's no good. Technically, I guess you can get away with it, but you never want to do that. So we're scratching these brackets from the beginning. As you can see, the replacement brackets are pretty much the same thing. They attach over here, but up here they have a second bracket to attach the radio. And the problem too is a lot of these shallow radios, if you're doing a shallow radio, it's probably not going to reach all the way back here. So these metal brackets, if you're doing a full old school radio, probably good. But for most modern radios, you're going to require the new brackets. So this radio sticks out. If you look at it using the brackets, it sticks out quite a lot. You want it to kind of be like that. See what I mean? Looks better like that. If this doesn't bother you, can leave it like that. What I'm gonna do, so this is as far back as this goes. So I'm gonna go in there with a Dremel and make the holes even deeper. And then it's gonna sit further back. Alright, so I severely underestimated how much I had to cut. That's not even close. Alright, so turns out we didn't have to modify this hole at all, because we jumped from this screw to the more forward screw hole. So this one you don't have to modify. This one you have to almost all the way to the end. Let's see how that works. Make sure we're flat. Ooh, 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 papi, that's it. That's it. Now you have to do a little bit of adjusting as far as screwing. See how this just moves a little bit? Unfortunately, there's no way. It's hard to get it centered, but you can pull it off. That's it. That's it, boys and girls. Alright, so this screw has to be touching the back. This is almost even with the front, and then you can just play with it a little bit. This is almost even with the front over here, and this one's touching the back. It's actually a little over. Alright, now let's show you the wiring. That's the easy part. Alright, so now we're on to the easy part, which is the wiring. Guys, this is literally a plug and play. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the Sirius antenna adapter. This is Sirius. Now, this is our universal one. So if you look in here, you see this pink has a little thing on the end, a little notch. That's so you can't plug it into the wrong one. Now, we don't get a lot of requests for the pink one, so we have this one that we sell to shops. This is a universal one, so this plugs into here. This is made to plug into any of them. So, because if you're a shop, you don't want to have the car specific one in stock. You want to have one that fits all of them. All right, now, if you're using Sirius XM, your radio is Sirius XM ready. That means that you can plug one of these into it. This is the old one for you guys that pay too much attention. This is the 200, that's the last model. This plugs in here. All right, now this uses the antenna on your roof for Sirius XM, and then this plugs into the tuner, and external tuner is needed. All right, if your car has Sirius XM, why not use it? Also, if your car has GPS, we probably have an antenna adapter for that. This is a new car for us. We've been doing a lot of, usually specialize in German cars. We've been doing a lot more all other cars lately because of the market. All right, so that's good. Now, the rest of the wiring over here, and we'll be right back and show you how that works. All right, now you got Sirius XM out of the way. If you buy a package from us, all you have to say is, this is my car and this is the radio I want, and we send you everything you need. You don't have to worry about part numbers. But we also are going to be selling these as separate parts on the website, so let's cover that. This is the main radio wiring harness. I know it's a lot. It's not that confusing. So on this end, we plug into here. All right, this has a bunch of stuff in it. This plugs into here. Okay, so that's power, that's your speakers, ground, illuminations. There's some steering control wires in there. This is your backup cameras in here. Okay, so this will, if you guys don't know, before you start playing around in your car, your camera is actually 6 volt. If you hook it up without one of these little converters, it will work and then it'll fry. Everyone in this industry knows that, because when this car first came out, we all hooked it up to 12 volts and the camera worked, and then a couple of days later they said, hey, my camera stopped working. So make sure you get a converter. Now, our harness has the part that keeps the USB built in, so this is built into the harness. You don't have to buy a separate part. All right, now the backup camera, same thing. We're probably going to have one without the backup camera retention. I'm not sure how we're working that, but backup camera is built into the harness. Now, also built into this harness is this little thing. This is just for the auxiliary. Okay, so these are 3 audio wires, and this has to be grounded in order to activate the aux, so that's why this is connected to this. All right, bada bing. Now, AM/FM antenna, that part is sold separately, but if you buy the kit, we will include it. Okay, so this plugs into here. This is whatever Nissan style you want to call. Whoa. This is a little antenna. It's a little teeny weeny off, which is good because things like that happen in real life. So what happens when you plugged it in, it's bent just a hair. Oh, that's enough. I'll leave things like this in the video because it's going to happen to you at home. So why would I take this out? This is a learning experience. I'm an old man. This is what's wrong with the world nowadays. Everything on the internet. I always go back to that one video. I think it was an E-Class. The guy's like, he's so unprepared, I would never take. Dude, everything on this planet, no one's perfect. All right, so the way this works is that only needs one of the antenna cables, doesn't need both. Okay, so this goes into your radio for AM/FM, and then this goes into the harness in order to turn on the amplifier. So this right here goes directly under the red with the locking tab upward. All right, and you can't see that, but it goes like this, and you hear click. All right, boom. So what that does is that this gets power from the radio. I'll explain to you in a second. So on this end we have, check your radio. If you have a RCA input, this is fine, but if not, you can need a converter. Most radios have a headphone jack input nowadays. This is the USB. This is AM/FM. All right, so let's talk about steering wheel controls real quick. Now, oh, USB, and here's yellow's the backup camera. Now, this box has the electronics to, it gets power and ground in, and then data in. Okay, data is a little twisted wire. This pink and black, I'm not sure what it does. I think that has to do with steering wheel controls. Pink is vehicle speed sense. Green is parking brake, and red is switch 12 volts. In this car, when you look over here, there is a wire next to the red. See, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, if there wasn't, and you get no power, you have to switch these two. Okay, so this is lead ACC, and this is CAN. CAN means it reads it through data. You want to read it through the car if possible, but if not, you can switch it to CAN by switching these two. Okay, I lost you already because I was talking about steering wheel controls. Let's reset. We did everything else we did. No, because I was talking about what these wires do. All right, so these wires also translate the steering controls through the data bus, which is the 2 twisted pair. Okay, but because so we're going to sell 2 versions of this. We're going to sell a version that you need to program through a computer that gives you a bunch of fancy stuff, and then this is the simple version for people who don't want to spend their money on that fancy stuff and just want something that works. Okay, so this is pre-programmed for Sony. All right, so you see the jumpers tell the box, hey, we're doing Sony. So now we're going to unplug over here, wait 5 seconds, and then plug back in. Now once the box gets powered, it goes zoom, zoom. Now it's going to read these jumpers, and now it knows what we're doing. That's it. It's all the programming, no computers, no lights, no switches, nothing. Done. All right, now what do we do with this big block over here? Now, if you guys are buying the packages from us, most likely you're going to get a Sony radio because we like Sony. They're easy to use, they never break, and they're easy to use and never break. And they have nice screens. So, I'm going to go over here. The thing with radios is they have a million features that most people never use, so we like to keep it simple. Okay? So, there you go. Now, this right here is an amplifier turn-on wire, which is not being used in this installation. What I recommend you do is you tape this off, because that does provide 12 volts from the radio when the radio is on, so you do not want that to cause a problem. Okay, now over here we have 2 other wires. We have the parking brake and the reverse. Reverse tells the radio when reverse to switch to the backup camera screen, so you can plug those 2 in together. You could want to, not a bad idea to tape those 2, especially if you're worried. A lot of times what people do is that they don't push these hard enough. All right, so they end up not going in. Now this car does not use this radio does not use the vehicle speed sense. Only cars that use vehicle speed sense are they have built-in GPS or built-in wireless CarPlay. Like if you did the Sony 6000, then the vehicle speed sense would come in. In this car, we decided to do the 5500 for this installation. To be honest, it's probably the more popular radio because it's cheaper. But if you want the convenience of not having to plug in your phone, then you're going to want the 6000. All right, what else do we got? The radio, right? That's it. Done. Seems too easy. What am I forgetting? I already went over this. This screw has to be all the way back here, so you have to pretty much shave it. This screw, I shaved this too, but then I ended up not using that screw and ended up using the screw in front of it, so you didn't need to. All right, so as far as connections, this right here is the blue. All right, then over here we have the main connection. If you're doing Sirius XM, this is where Sirius XM goes. Okay, I know we're upside down, but what I'm going to do. The main connection, this is USB port 1. All right, now the part U keeps the factory USB. That doesn't mean you need to use it. If you don't like where that USB is and it comes with a cable, you can route elsewhere. All right, now I'm gonna plug this in together. This I definitely recommend you do tape. I'm not gonna tape it because, like I said in, I don't know if I said in this video, we're not actually keeping this radio in this car. We're doing a big Pioneer widescreen, 7600. So we're just doing a quick video with this. Now, I always recommend you take the second USB and you run it into the glove box. Spit it out a little bit. Some radios require 2 USBs to update. I don't think this one does anymore, but just in case. The blue over here says remote. That's where the steering controls plug in. Now this is the microphone. Check the website. We have a different video to show you how it shows you how to install the microphone. All right. Now aux input, we don't have an aux input in this, so my recommendation is tape these off and put them off to the side. What else do we got? The camera. Huh? Oh, how about some AM/FM antenna? This plugs in here. I'm notorious for forgetting AM/FM antenna since I started in this business 20 years ago. Notorious. Backup camera goes here. Okay, now my recommendation for the backup camera is to just grab it like this and tape it to this wire, so that way it doesn't come out. Kind of the same thing with the steering controls too. You have no idea how many times people call me and say, hey, everything was working fine, I put it back together, now nothing works. Steering control probably fell out. No way, I was careful. Take it out, that's always what it is. Even if your steering control is just like that out, it will cause crazy things to happen. Look, I was like millimeter out because now it's sharing things and it works funky. All right, so This is actually an easy install. Also, what's great about the Sony is half a din instead of a full din. So you can actually throw all this junk in here. Actually, you might want to do some wire maintenance, cleaning, whatever you want to do. There's not much to do over here. It's hard to keep this all clean, but what do I do with the tape? I don't know what I do with the tape. Like I said, this is coming out anyway, so if I was gonna, what I would do right now is tape these together, and then you grab these, and then you tape these over here. You see, everything just looks a little bit nicer. Like, I didn't really do anything. All I did was choo choo. So I'm gonna throw these cables in here because it's easy to maintain them. Now, what you're gonna do is don't forget to plug in that bottom connector for whatever that white box is, because that's important. And honestly, be very careful with that white box. Just plug it in straight. You don't want to bend any pins. Ta-da! Oops. Also, when you're pushing this thing, make sure nothing's caught in the way. The funny thing is I broke out a brand new radio for this install. I didn't want to make a fake video. What I mean by that is that I had two old radios that almost looked like this one, but I don't want to say, hey, look, we're installing a 5500, and then someone look like, yo, that's not a 5500. All right, so don't forget the chrome ones hold in the radio. They usually use chrome because it helps ground the radio. Now, this is not the best drill in the world. This is meant for what it's meant for. It's meant for in dashes so you don't break anything. See how they just... So the first generation of this didn't have a clutch, so it would just do it like I just did. And I messed up my wrist so bad using that thing, I had to take a week off of work. No lie. So if you do decide to get this one, make sure it has the clutch. What I mean by that is that it stops itself. It takes away the pressure from your... Alright, so what do we gotta do? We have steering controls, right? But yeah, let's put it together so you guys can see what it looks like. Nicey nice. It's nice and flush. Look at that. It's supposed to be. So we're part of a there's Facebook groups just like there are for everything, and there's private Facebook groups for car stereo professionals. So guys like me that do this for a living, we're members of a Facebook group. Ooh. Right, let's get this out of here because I didn't realize what was what, and I got one shiny and two regular black, so I don't want to scratch up the shiny black, especially since that's the one we're using on the install. So on the Facebook group, we'll see people all the time post jobs that look that they don't cut the dash kit so the radio's sticking out, and we just make fun of them. Like, what are you doing? You couldn't Dremel back. It takes 2 seconds to Dremel back the dash kit to make it fit right. Like, what is wrong with you? Check the website. I hate offering services to people because what I mean by that is I'm thinking about offering the ability for me to cut the kit for you, but then I'm doing all this work for free. Maybe I'll charge something for the cut kit. Who knows? Problem is, if you start charging for the cut kit, then there's people saying, I don't want to pay for that. I can cut my own kit. Alright, so let's put this in. I'm not plugging in the thing on the bottom because like I'll sit already. This is coming out. This looks good though. I like Sony radios, to be honest with you, because they just last forever. They don't break. This 5500 comes with a 3-year warranty. I'm actually liking the way the two-tone, because this has a little bit of gray in it. It just looks good with the grays up here and the gray down there. You know what I mean? I'm liking it. All right, what are we doing? I'm acting like my day is over. I still have to take this apart and figure out how to mount a 9-inch flat screen flat. Hey now. There you go. This is really easy. Really easy. All right, let me get something to wipe it down. It was right there. My underwear hanging out. Hope you guys did not see that. Oh, there's sticky stuff. Looks good. Looks really good. Oops. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so last step in the installation is programming the steering wheel controls. Now, Sony changed up their steering wheel controls, but they're smart. They actually, so even though this is programming for Sony, it's not going to work like Sony because Sony changed everything up. So they knew they were going to have issues, so they allow you to manually program in the radio. Imagine if it didn't come on. Can you see that? All right, I'm not going to set the time of the demo. This might be a little too bright. This is too bright. This is too bright. Let me adjust lighting. I'll be right back. All right, so that took longer than expected, so I cut. All right, first thing you're going to do is you're going to go in here. You're going to go to settings, and then you're going to go into general, and then you're going to go into demo. Turn off demo mode. Demo mode was established many years ago because they realized that people used to put the radios up on the wall at shops and not set it for demo mode, so now all radios come with demo mode. All right, so now we're going to go to settings, general, steering wheel controls, and now we're going to, over here it says custom, and we're going to hit this little gear icon on the side. Lighting's horrible right now, but whatever. Custom, oh, the little gear icon. Now you get the program. So volume up, a little volume up down here, volume down, a little volume down here. Now we got track up, track down. Now source button, you can do whatever you want. I like making source voice, so you do a voice. All right, now you do pickup, because now with CarPlay no one's using source for anything. So you pick up and then you do hang up. Done. So you got pick up, hang up, track down, voice, song up and down, volume up and down, pick up, hang up, and voice. That's all you need. And then you go back and you go home. Now over here, radio. Now all Sony radios always go through your presets. You do track up and down, and then you hold it to seek. Ooh, I don't want to get in trouble. All right, this radio has Apple CarPlay. Let me go get a quick cable, and I'll show you that we kept the factory USB. All right, one quick thing I forgot about the steering wheel controls, which is important. So you see how we're going up and down. All right, now when you switch windows over here, and let's say you're under settings, see how we're going up and down, and the radio's not going. That's important because you don't want to be going through your settings and then it going beep, 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 beep. That's just annoying. Now when you go back to where it says auxiliary, it comes back. Isn't that beautiful? It's beautiful. Oh, also for you guys that are gonna say something, you can go in here and you can go into sound, settings, beep, and turn off the beep. Because I know that's gonna, some of you guys are, I don't want that radio, it just beeps at you. Alright. Alright guys, now we're gonna plug into factory USB. Alright, this is gonna plug into here. There you go. Allow. This is a cheap cable I have. All right, and there you go. So volume up, volume down. If you guys that don't know what CarPlay is an app that runs on your phone. It runs on your phone, and what the radio does is actually just decodes it. All right, so you're gonna get home. So, oops. So you have your phone, which is all your phone calls, your music, maps, your messages. That's in here. There's nothing good. All right, I just hide that because I don't want to have to edit it later. Now playing is what's currently playing. Oops. All right, and then we got podcast, news, audiobooks, your calendar, your settings, your Amazon Music. That's audiobooks, Audible, Google Maps. So you go over here, and I don't have the microphone hooked up yet, so I have to type. Sorry, I got a big reflection. The lighting is hitting the mirror, so I can't see. All right, so you go start, and that's it.
Head northeast on Commercial Avenue toward Commerce Road. Then you will arrive at your destination.
iHeart Music, NPR1, that's news in the radio. More podcasts, Pandora. That's my office phone, Sirius XM. So, let's say you have Sirius XM, but you don't really want to pay for it.
Head northeast on Commercial Avenue toward Commerce Road. Then you will arrive at your destination.
This car's on a charger, and it's telling me it's going to shut off soon. Sirius XM, Spotify, Tidal, TuneIn. So these are all apps I have on my phone. If you have the app, you can also delete them, so you don't have to see all of them. Usually on my car, I have a bigger radio, so it shows 5 and 5, so I have 20 total, and then that's it. So I have 2 screens. But anyway, that's it. Check out the website. We're going to sell the radio installation package with everything. As you can tell, this looks good. Don't worry, I'll figure out a way to make this so you can buy it from us and make it this flush, because what's the point of buying it from us if we're not going to make it good? You know what I mean? So I'll figure out a way to cut the brackets before we ship them when you buy the package. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but check the website. My name is Christian. This is nfitcarstereo.com. We sell, we install. We do ship worldwide, but not radios. We can ship all the parts to you, but the radio itself, we only ship to the US for warranty issues. Listen, Sonys are never going to break. But if you tell me it's broken, and now you got to send it back, you know how much money that cost? No, thank you. This radio has 3-year warranty. Almost all the Sonys at this point have 3-year warranties, except for the bottom of the line one. So we install, we ship worldwide. Guys, if you're a shop, I know for this car I can't help you, but I do have stuff for other cars, like German cars. I don't know why anyone with a shop would be this far into the video, but anyway, like German cars, we try to target cars that no one else has, but lately we're starting to target popular cars too, because, you know, there's money in numbers, so that's why we're doing it. But my name is Christian, nfitcarstereo.com. Sell, install, ship worldwide. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below so I can answer everyone's question at the same time. And thank you so much for watching NFIT Car Stereo.